and
Welcome
shared
to
the
Healthcare
whole
Sucks with
genome
a live
sequencing of
update
the
from
novel
Beijing.
coronavirus as soon as it became available. When President Xi Jinping met Dr. Tedros, President Xi has expressed China's willingness to work along with the WHO and the international community to safeguard regional and global public health. Previously, the WHO had convened two EC member meetings and the IHR. Members on the emergency committee have consulted and made their scientific and objective judgments on the epidemic. Also, based on China's close and sound cooperation with the United States in the health sector, in particular because of our institutional arrangements in the prevention and control of emerging and re-emerging communicable diseases, we have kept a close contact and timely shared information. CDCs between the two countries have collaborated on technical fronts as well. On the night of 27th of January, Minister Ma Xiaowei of National Health Commission made a telephone call with Mr. Alex Azar, Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. Mr. Azar has appreciated China's transparency in the prevention and control, and he has also expressed optimism on China's close collaboration with the WHO. National Health Commission of China has told United States that we welcome U.S. communication with WHO, and China has expressed a willingness to join the joint experts team. Some countries have expressed their willingness to help. China appreciates such help. China is confident and capable of winning this critical battle, and we will maximize our efforts to control the epidemic, minimize its transmission. We will continue to collaborate with WHO, other countries, and Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan region, in particular in the epidemic information communication and the sharing of monitoring, surveillance, investigation, prevention, control, and risk evaluation. Second, there are questions on the shortage in medical supplies and transportation. In face of the shortage of negative pressure hospital wards and negative pressure ambulances, National Health Commission has been collaborating with NDRC, MIIT to satisfy the needs, in particular the most urgent needs. Currently, there are still shortages in protective garments and PPEs for medical workers at the forefront, but production is being restored and imported medical supplies are supplied and provided over the days. There has been donation from across the society. We'd like to thank everyone for their donation. There are also questions on the observation time of drivers who have transported supplies to Hubei province and Wuhan city. Based on departmental consultation, we believe there must be safeguard.
So, Chinese health authorities speaking right now out of Beijing, where they've been saying that the coronavirus outbreak has so far killed 170 people. And they've also said that they will continue to collaborate with the World Health Organization to work towards prevention control of the virus. Let's bring in Scott Heidler. He's joining us from Beijing. And Scott, I suppose authorities there must be really concerned now that it's spread to all of the mainland's provinces in China.
Yeah, absolutely. The concern is really, really high. When you talk about, the way that government has dealt with it, it created a special group right all the way to the second most powerful government official here, the Prime Minister Li Keqiang. He is leading this group. He actually went down to Wuhan earlier in the week, and he's leading the special group that is working and it's been referred to as a battle several times. We heard it again in that press conference that's going on right now. We heard the President Xi Jinping call it a battle the other day. So they're really kind of looking at this as a battle that they're going to win, they said today. But obviously there's really a tough road ahead. And one interesting thing that they mentioned in this press conference, and it's been a big concern, and that is medical supplies. We've been hearing in Wuhan and the Hubei province, there's a shortage of medical supplies. They say they're working quickly to get things down there that's needed. One thing they say that's still needed are protective garments, masks, and protective suits. So obviously that's a very critical thing. Yes, for the medical workers, but also to help prevent the further spread of this. One thing that's interesting too, so you look at medical supplies, the shortage of that. A lot of people thought that there'd be food shortages and supply shortages for people. But we've been talking to some people in Wuhan, and they are saying that the stores are still stocked. It's just difficult to go and get things or have things delivered. But it seems like the supplies for personal supplies are still okay in food. It's just the medical supplies that are the critical issue right now.
And talk us through the evacuation and some of the security measures that have been put in place on the ground in China.
Yeah, there's a growing list of nations who are airlifting their citizens out, those citizens who want to leave out of Wuhan. We know that Indonesia is also going to partake in that. The United Kingdom is going to fly out some of its citizens today, Thursday. This is after we saw the United States and Japan, and a list of other nations are in the process of doing that as well. One thing that's interesting, yes, there's a very strict transportation shutdown when it comes to those affected areas, but also that's kind of across this nation of 1.4 billion people. And as you mentioned, all provinces, 31 provinces, now have cases of this coronavirus. Today was supposed to be the last day of the Lunar New Year, so today would have been a very, very busy travel day. The holiday has been extended until Sunday, but a lot of those people aren't going to be able to travel because of this lockdown. One thing the Chinese government has said that they will do, those in Wuhan and Hubei province who are tested and cleared of the virus, they're going to start to have charter aircraft take them out of the area. Now, we're not sure exactly when that's going to happen. That's something that's probably going to take some time. But right now, because all air traffic out of Wuhan is shut down, other than these charters, evacuation charters, so the Chinese government's going to do something for those Chinese citizens there who want to get back home.
Okay, Scott Heidler, thank you for that update from Beijing. The 170 people so.
And with that, this is Healthcare Sucks. Hey, my friends. That was a live update from Beijing. I recorded it, so technically it's recorded live. We're going to hit on a couple more things, and then I'm going to run with this.
Far and infected thousands across mainland China has now spread to every one of the country's 31 provinces. This comes as the World Health Organization prepares to hold another urgent meeting later on Thursday to decide whether the outbreak should be considered a global emergency.
Countries who have imported cases, they have to stop transmission. Some of them are doing that extremely well. All of them are actually taking good action, but some need some help and assistance with lab and other expertise, and we're doing that from W.H.O. But the whole world needs to be on alert now. The whole world needs to take action and be ready for any cases that come, either from the original epicenter or from other epicenters that become established.
Indonesia, Singapore, and New Zealand have joined the growing number of countries working to evacuate their citizens from the worst affected Hubei province. And 3 of the 200 Japanese nationals flown out of Wuhan have tested positive for the virus, while 195 evacuated Americans are being monitored at a military base in California. So one area taking extra precautions is Hong Kong, which had nearly 300 deaths during the SARS epidemic in 2003. Crowds of people have gathered outside pharmacies. They're hoping to snap up last remaining stocks of face masks. High-speed rail and cross-border ferry services to the mainland have been suspended. But with hundreds of thousands of people set to return from Chinese New Year celebrations, trade unions are threatening to go on strike. That's unless the border is shut completely. Wayne Hay has more from Hong Kong.
There's a lot of concern in Hong Kong that the situation.
And what that means, guys, in case you don't kind of catch what's going on, is so much stuff is made over there, period. From little itty-bitty pieces to big pieces of whatever, just tons of it because of their cheap labor and stuff. what I have yet to see, guys, is kind of interesting. They have industrial parks. I've done videos on it, and other people have, just communities of like cities of nothing but people living there, creating toasters and waffle machines and vacuum cleaners and fans, and they live there. We have not seen one of those on the news since this has started, and I can't find any. So if you guys are researching, check it out. See if you can find one of those, I call them colonies, that's running right now. If not, what I'm getting to is these things are going to not be coming. Guys, they're told not to work in many provinces. I think it was like 30 million of the 60 million were told not to go to work. I mean, so yeah, they do have 1 point whatever billion people. We always talk about that in scenarios, give or take. But when you got that kind of situation going where people aren't making stuff, eventually you're not going to have things. So, like, dollar store, all those dollar store items, I'd say 90 some percent are from China. Walmart, it's going to kill Walmart, definitely, because, they want to buy from there. So, one other outlook nobody's really addressing is with the current president trying to do America first kind of stuff and everything. Well, I'll tell you what, not just steel, but we might be making a heck of a lot more things here real quick over here. I mean, if this goes awry, if we can get it under control and we start producing, you might see America stepping up and making a lot more of our products again, which could be a good thing from this, you know? And with that, guys, I just wanted to bring you a quick update. Send me your thoughts. Healthcare Sucks 2015 at gmail.com. It's in the bottom little thing there. And remember, healthcare sucks! Over and out.